from the Good Boy Studios in downtown Boise, Idaho. It's Jock, the show. A show about anything with two brothers who know everything. And now, your host, Jeff Colors.
Thank you, Natalie, for bringing us in. That's right. We brought in Natalie Weissman to do our opening read for us. Thank you for doing that. Been wanting to do some voiceover work. Happy to help the youth of America. Not that Fletcher didn't do a great job, but he just trying to help out some other folks. All right. I am Jeff Colors. This is Jock Itch, the show, coming to you from Boise. And joining us from the palatial man cave in Burlington, North Carolina, my brother from another father, Stephen Idlet. What's happening, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Go Whirlies.
Go Whirlies. Whirly Pride.
I love it. I love it.
Whirly Pride. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I got a chance to go to the game tonight. Did a little work over there.
Yep. Score. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way we wanted, but, it's all right.
Yeah.
It was a good game, actually, but it was a good game.
Awesome. All right. So what's happening over there in your end of the world other than a little whirly basketball?
Not much, just make another day above ground.
I hear you. And, of course, we're joined, as always, by our executive producer, Fletcher Wartig, running the boards for us tonight and helping us get through everything. So glad he could join us here tonight.
Repping the flag back here, too.
Yeah, we got the Whirlies flag up behind Fletcher, too. That's right. So got all of our Whirly gear going tonight. I love it. All right. So it is post-Super Bowl week, and I guess we'll just jump right into the game. What'd you guys think about it?
Actually, I didn't watch a whole lot of it, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I recorded it and just kind of flipped through it and watched what I wanted to watch.
You watched that? You watched the halftime show with Usher?
No.
And that was it, right?
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Look, I know I sound like an old fart, but it's just not. It's not great football anymore. I'm just sorry. It's just not. It's too many guys open, and I mean the last drive for Kansas City was a perfect example. I rewatched that a couple times, and watching that drive, I mean, Mahomes didn't have to do anything. There were guys. He only threw to guys that were wide open, and there was somebody wide open pretty much every time. And he threw little screen passes, little 3-yard passes every time, and guys are open. So it's not like he did anything great. It was, and he made 2 runs, and then that was it. So
that first run, that was pretty good because nobody was expecting that called run.
Well, yeah.
What did he get? 24, 27 yards on that run, I think.
Yeah, but he ran the read,
but don't they get credit for running a scheme where they get guys open? I mean, that's the idea, right? Like you're saying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you can't play defense like they used to be able to play defense and touch receivers and but it's okay for the offense to screen and pick off.
Oh, I know.
Defenders. It's geared for offense. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They just and that's the bad part of it. I mean, it wasn't even high scoring, and that's what I'm just look. My thing is about execution, and it's just not there anymore. It's just not there. I mean, look at San Francisco had a chance to win the game, and they couldn't execute when it came down to it. I mean, it's just And then they just let Kansas City just drive the ball right down. I don't even think they had but 1 third down that whole drive. Kansas City did.
I'm going to disagree with you. I thought, even though I didn't like the outcome, I thought it was a good game. I thought it was close. I thought that there was plenty of action on and off the field. We'll get to that in a minute, but I thought it was a good game.
Well, it wasn't. I mean, it was close.
Even though Kansas City won, I actually enjoyed it. I thought there was some excitement at the end. We've seen some Super Bowls that have been blowouts, have been duds. I'd much rather see, and I know we've had this discussion before. You know,
the last 20 years, there's only been like a couple blowouts. All the rest of them have been close.
But I enjoyed it, and I will tell you this: I was pleasantly surprised. We did not get an overabundance of Taylor Swift. Now I was working. I got to the room, my hotel room. I was in California working. I got to my hotel room just as the second quarter started. So I got to listen to I think I got in the car and had the XM on probably about 3 minutes into the game. So I didn't miss anything either listening or watching. So that was good. But yeah, not a whole lot of Taylor Swift, which was good. We got inundated with after it was social media, but I thought it was a good game. I have to tell you something funny though. Where was I? I don't know if it was today or somewhere else, or yesterday, but I was in a restaurant and I heard these two guys talking about the game. And the one old guy says to the other one, well, if I owned the San Francisco 49ers, I would fire that kicker today. Right? Because he missed that PAT.
Well, I thought it was blocked.
It was.
Well, it was blocked, but
there's nothing.
But hang on. Slow your roll. He kicked it low. He did not get elevation on it. But that's not my point. Whether it was blocked or whether he did something wrong or the defense did something great. They're talking about firing the kicker because of one PAT that was blocked, and the kid's a rookie. I mean,
he made 2 50-plus field goals.
Yeah, and to go into the Super Bowl and kick clutch field goals, I mean, come on, man.
I'm a little biased toward the field kicker because he's from Michigan.
Of course you are. But
Jake Moody.
My point though is that
he's a good field goal kicker.
Yeah, my point though is like I think this is the expectation now with a lot of fans when it comes to football. It's like if you mess up, you should be fired. You should be out of here. And no, I mean, it's the damn Super Bowl. I mean, the pressure that has to be on those guys, especially a rookie who's never been in that. So I thought that was hilarious. So
yeah, I'd like to piggyback off that.
Yeah.
And I get very frustrated with how teams are handling like rookies and early development guys, because I feel like they get no time anymore to actually develop. It's okay to suck. Peyton Manning had like 30 interceptions his rookie year, but he became like one of the better quarterbacks we've ever seen. I just kind of get frustrated, and I see this in all sports, but it's like really bad. Like he is a rookie, biggest game of his life ever.
Yep.
And he played at Michigan. It's not like he didn't play at nobody's school.
Right.
He was at a big time program, kicking big time kicks. That was still the biggest game of his life, and to get it, blocked, and it was low. But yeah, I definitely agree. There's too much.
I mean, he didn't kick it into the back of his lineman, right?
No,
I mean,
no.
I didn't see that.
He didn't do the butt kick. He didn't do the butt kick.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so it was a little low, but I mean,
totally agree.
No, I mean the fact of the matter is he kicked one as a 55 and a 53-yarder. I mean, and they were both like in second half. I mean, or no, the first one was in the first half. One was late to take the lead there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that a 53-yarder with inside the fourth quarter. I mean, some people, I don't know. It's like I said. I mean, fans just look for anything. If we hadn't missed that field goal, well then who knows what happens. Then Kansas City goes for it on fourth down.
That's
instead
right.
Of kicking the.
That's
field
right.
goal.
Absolutely.
I mean,
That's
Yeah.
right. That's exactly right.
they
That's
might
the
have
sa-
won in regulation. I mean,
that's the same thing I was thinking. Like,
you can't go with what ifs
for
because,
sure.
and I heard this. I don't remember who said it, but you play the game you're in, right? So, I mean, let's say you have two offensive teams. I mean, you expect it's going to be 35-31. Well, sometimes it don't turn out that way, and it's a 17-14 game because so you play the game you're in. Sometimes it's a high scoring, sometimes a low scoring. So it's all about coming down to crunch time and how you play during that crunch time. And Kansas City made more plays than San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco had a chance, what were they inside the 10 there in
Yeah.
overtime and couldn't punch it in. And so, I mean, twice. Then they did it the last two drives. I think they had it down inside the 10-yard line and couldn't score a touchdown. So, or something like that. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
but
No, you're right.
it was, they didn't execute and Kansas City did. And you have to give them, Andy Reid, all the credit in the world. I mean, Mahomes, look, he played fine, but I wouldn't say he played. I didn't see too many great throws. I saw a bunch of wide open guys he was hitting, and he threw a lot of screen passes. I think the first half he only had like 100 yards or something like that.
Yeah. So here's my opinion on why San Francisco lost the game. They did not, when they had that interception, they did not take advantage. They did not crush them right then, and they kept Kansas City. I think they ended up punting, didn't they?
Mhm.
I don't even think they got a field goal, right?
No.
I think that's where they lost the game, in my opinion. If they had been able to score there and really put their foot on Kansas City's proverbial throat, I think San Francisco walks away. And my prediction of 10 points by San Francisco would have held up, and
Well-
not yours, Stephen, of KC by 3.
Well, all I have to say is the predictions were pretty daggone good on my end. That's all I got to say.
Yes. I wanted to change my thing on whether or not Kelsey would propose, because I don't know. About halfway through the game, I thought, man, he's going to do it. He's going to propose, but he didn't. So I'm glad. And you had your streaker.
There
I
were
did?
2 streakers.
There were 2.
Yeah.
There were 2.
No, I didn't hear the second
Yeah.
one. I heard the first one, but
Yeah. I mean, what? So go through the predictions again.
I'll have to pull them up here. I'll pull them up here when we go to commercial.
I noticed because Jeff wasn't right on them, most of them, so we're not pulling them up.
No,
yet. They
I'm
would have been
fine.
right off the bat. Oh, here we go. Look at these predictions.
I'm fine to pull them up. I if I was wrong, I was wrong. I have no problem with that. I've been wrong all my life. I remember the first time I was wrong. I was happy when my mother brought Stephen home. So
Yeah, well,
the first time I was wrong.
hey, look, I was wrong once. That's only because I thought I was wrong.
all right. Yeah. So all right, let's talk about the Travis Kelce incident. What were your thoughts on that, Steve?
Oh, right. Which incident?
Where he
I didn't.
bumped into Andy Reid and was yelling at him when KC fumbled the ball, and he wasn't.
Oh, see, I didn't even.
Oh, you didn't see that. All right.
Mm-mm.
Fletcher, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on what happened there?
Yeah, I was just kind of surprised by it because I don't know. I thought it was like a little intense to go about it like that, but I was not expecting that at all.
Oh, hold on, I'll look it up real quick. You guys go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of like at a loss for words because I couldn't just believe it had happened.
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, what the hell just happened here? And why is he still in the game?
Yeah.
I just it shocked me that he like I know he's a very emotional player, and like I would understand him like if he was like yelling, but to go and run into Andy Reid, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
The guy's a legend already. You shouldn't do it to your coach anyway. It's a bad example. It sets a bad precedent for, those youth out there playing football.
Well, that's not the first time that's happened this year.
Oh, for sure. No. Well, that's the first time he's bumped into Andy. It's not the
Well, he
first time
bumped
he's
into him, but yeah,
it's not the
he
first time he's
blew
blown
on
up.
the-
Yeah,
on
he
the sideline.
slammed his helmet down one
Yeah.
other time.
Yeah, I mean, and that was kind of the knock on Travis Kelce, even when he came out of college, was he was a hothead and wasn't didn't control his emotions real well. So that's always been a thing about Travis Kelce.
Yep.
I mean, look, you can't look. I'm not gonna. I'm never gonna side against Andy Reid. I mean, Andy Reid is. We talked about this last time. I mean, he is one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, especially now. He's got 3 Super Bowls. So I mean, you know, and Andy was good before Mahomes.
Oh, for sure.
So
For sure.
I mean, that's what people go. Oh, he has Patrick Mahomes now. Yeah, but his winning percentages off the charts, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's up there top. It's got to be top 5 winning percentage now.
Yeah.
So
To me, it's just unacceptable, and it sets a bad
well, I agree.
example. It just sets
I
a bad
agree.
example. I'm all for being emotional. I'm an emotional person, and but there's a limit of what you have to do, and you got to be in control. And I know it's a game. I know it's a big game, and everybody's excited, but you got to keep yourself under control. So
Yeah, I was kind of curious as to like what he even said because he came out of the play. He wanted to. The announcers like Romo and Nance were saying that he might have wanted to block, like keep me in, even if
Right.
it's a run play,
right.
because the tight end missed the block and
Yep.
whatever. But I'm just curious. I don't know. To me, I just don't know. Like even with that much emotion, like what you have to say. It's just like maybe just tell him like, hey, I want to be in all game,
Yep.
or let's work something out instead of just being that worked up, because it was the first quarter, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, because they fumbled early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just like, what? The game didn't end yet.
Right.
Like, you can still work out those type of kinks and stuff. And I don't know. I just thought it was over the top.
Yeah. All right. You mentioned a name there I want to talk about. He's on his way out because he's going to get replaced by Brady next year. But Tony Romo, that was the worst Super Bowl call I've ever heard. I was not impressed with Tony Romo.
No, I personally don't like Tony Romo.
I know people give Joe Buck and what's his name, Aikman, right? Troy Aikman a hard time, and people bash on them. I would much rather hear them than to hear what he did Sunday. Man, that was it was bad.
Yeah.
It was like it kind of reminded me of Madden in his late years when you could tell Madden wasn't altogether there at the end. And I mean, my God, he was in his 70s when he was still broadcasting. But even Madden at the end was better than Romo was supposedly in his prime. So I don't know, Steve. You said you didn't watch a lot of it, but what were your thoughts on the Romo call?
I didn't really pay attention to him. I mean, Romo he got his where he got right now is he calling Super Bowls because he did such a good job. Like the first year he came in, he was like predicting these plays, right? So they would line up and he'd go, oh, this is going to be a run left, or this is going to be a pass, whatever. And he would call exactly the play. And so that really shocked a lot of people. And so I think that's why, and people were really impressed by it. And so that's why but I've heard a lot of grumblings this year about his preparation for games. He's not doing his homework on like a lot of things that a lot of announcers supposedly do.
Do you think that's because he's pissed off because he knows he's going to be replaced by Brady next year? Do you think that's because he's pissed off about that, or has he just gotten lazy?
No, I don't think he's ever done the homework. I think that was what they said about him is that he just wasn't doing his homework. Yeah, he's great at like predicting plays and reading defenses, but he's not, like he's not very smooth on camera.
Yeah,
is what I guess a lot of people feel. And so here's the thing about Brady, and and I think most people agree, he's going to be prepared. Whatever he does it with high intensity, right? So he's going to come in, he's going to be prepared. I think he'll do a great job announcing games.
Yeah.
I mean, the knowledge and
I think so.
The way that he works. I mean, I don't think that nobody's going to outwork him. I think it's a matter of, is he smooth on camera, right?
Yep.
Is he sound good?
Yep. You have a lot of guys that are knowledgeable that just don't sound good.
And who's he going to go with?
I don't know because Nance is gone, right? Nance is not doing football anymore. He's strictly doing, I think, golf, right?
Golf, yeah, I think so.
Have you ever? I know watching golf on TV has got to be one of the most boring things. I watch the Masters. I'll watch the occasional U.S. Open, but Jim Nance on golf is butter, straight butter.
Oh yeah, no, he does a great job.
Lee, he's great. I mean, Jim Nance does great football too, but he is, man, when he does the golf, I'm glad that's what he's kind of focusing on because I think he's going to be amazing at it. But people ask me all the time. They find out I have I do podcast, and they ask me like, well, what podcast do you listen to? And I'm like, I don't. I cannot listen to podcast. I have a hard time watching sports. I drive my wife Jocelyn crazy in movies because I am involved in podcasting and cinematic digital stuff. Every time I see or hear something that's not right, it just drives me crazy, and I don't enjoy it. So like I said, there's a couple of them I listen to, and that's about it because they got to be good. If they're not good, I'm not listening to them. So. All right, why don't we do this? Why don't we play the Idaho Fishing Report ad, and we'll pull up our predictions from Super Bowl, and then we'll move on from there.
Nothing beats a great day fishing until the storm rolls in. That's why you need to listen to the Idaho Fishing Report. Get all the vital information you need. Weather, reservoir levels. Turn a day like this into a day like this. You can find us at gemstatefishing.com. Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite platform. The Idaho Fishing Report.
All right, we are back. All right. Steven said that I didn't do it right at the top of the show because I was wrong on everything. But I was going to do it after we had Super Bowl discussion. So, all right, Fletcher, you got it there in front of you.
Yes. All right. The the first one was who scores the first touchdown. Steve and I both had McCaffrey, and then you had Travis Kelce.
Yep.
Loser.
Was it McCaffrey?
It was McCaffrey.
It was, yeah.
On the
It was
on the pass from the wide
double pass.
receiver.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. So got that one. And then who had the most accepted penalties? You two guessed the 49ers. I guessed Kansas City. And I think it was the 49ers.
It was the 49ers.
Yeah,
They
by one, I think.
Oh, really? Was
In-
it that
in
close?
OT, yeah.
Wow.
I think it was 6-5.
There should have been one more. There was a hold by the Kansas. It was basically a tackle that wasn't called on that
Okay.
winning touchdown.
yeah.
But
So let's get it straight. I'm 2 for 2. All right, let's
You
go.
are. All right.
don't be an ass.
No, I just want to make sure where I'm at right now.
We all know where you're at.
Mm.
Does the winning coach get drenched or does he avoid it? Obviously, he got drenched.
He did.
And then the next one was we all guessed yes, so we all got that one. And then the next one was color of the Gatorade. If we would have mixed our colors, we would have got
Yes,
it.
because it was purple,
It was
right?
purple.
None of us picked the field, right?
Oh,
No.
I almost went with the
I
field.
forgot about the Gatorade.
I almost went with the
Uh-huh.
field. But yeah, it was purple. I
Yeah.
noticed that too. I was like, oh wow. So at first I thought he didn't get drenched because when they showed him, he's like, oh man, he's dry. But then when they went back and they showed the Gatorade, it just whatever jacket he was wearing
Yep.
it just rolled right off of that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of looked blue, so I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Because Steve had texted us and was like, I think I'm like have gotten every single one. And I was
Yeah.
like, I think he might have.
Yeah.
But I like looked back and it was purple.
Yep.
Was it really purple or was the color on the screen?
It was.
I think it was more blue.
It was not. It was purple.
I mean, anyway.
Will Travis Kelce propose? We all said no, so we all got that one. Steve's bold prediction happened twice.
It did.
So apparently it wasn't bold enough.
Right?
Hey. We didn't say how many. We just said what was going to happen.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah. Can't believe it just happened twice. That was awesome.
I know.
Mine was Kittle leading receiver. That was super bold
It
because he was very far from that.
He was. Did he ever catch a pass? I think he caught one or two.
One or two, yeah.
Yeah.
And they weren't
No.
very much. And like at the beginning, like first quarter, he had like a 15-yard catch, but it got called back. And
yeah.
I was like, oh, great. Not that it was going to help in the long run. Jeff had Christian McCaffrey will not score a touchdown. Could have been good, but
yeah,
it was close.
It was close. But that was his only one. It was on the trick play.
Uh-huh.
Well, they only scored. They scored
two.
Right?
They scored two. And because the wide receiver and I apologize, I can't remember his name.
DeJuan Jennings.
Yeah, Jennings threw a touchdown and caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I thought we were kind of joking around because we were like, oh, he might win MVP.
If they had won, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and then we the house that I was at had a sports book because they went to Vegas for all the media stuff. So they got like a Caesars sports book and brought it back. He was like plus 30,000 for the MVP. So if you even bet like $10, you would have been up so much.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was. Couldn't believe it. We were all kind of like, that would be insane if he won.
Yeah. All righty. Anything else on there? Or was that it?
That was it.
Okay. All right. Well, good job, Steve. You should have bet. This is why I don't bet though. I don't bet.
No, if I bet, then I don't. Then it doesn't happen.
No, for sure. All right. Final thoughts on the Super Bowl. Do you think Andy Reid will be back? And then we'll wrap up this football discussion for the year.
I think I think he'll be back.
You think he'll be back?
Yeah.
I think he will. Because he initially said he didn't want to do the post-game interview, so they sent it to Patrick Mahomes. So I thought he was going to retire at the
kind of mic drop it,
but he didn't. So that makes me think he's going to stay.
I saw that too, and I thought that was really weird that he wasn't going to do the interview, and he said, "I'm going to save all my talk for," and then he really didn't even say that much.
Yeah. So a part of me is still like, I wonder if he is saving something, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, he could. I mean, he'll go out on top. But, I mean, it's a good time to retire. He just got his third Super Bowl, but I mean, how old is he? I don't even know how old he is now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the guy's, he's not a picture of health by any means. And if he retires, you see what happens to these guys when they retire. They just don't do well. So I don't know.
Yeah. My buddy was also like, why would you retire with Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback?
Oh, he's only 65.
No.
I thought he was older than that.
He looks older than 65.
Yeah, he does. Well, he's like I said, I mean, he's what, 100 pounds overweight, or, he's, he definitely, or maybe 60 pounds overweight. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, yeah, I think he'll be back. I, again, thought it was a good game. I enjoyed it. And I tell you, I've been in the pizza business for 40 years now and started in 1984. And I think this was my last year having to work a Super Bowl. My role's changing at my day job, and I'm super excited that maybe next year I can watch the Super Bowl at home and chill out and relax and be able to enjoy it.
Oh, well, we didn't talk about the commercials. What did you guys think about the commercials?
I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, I watched I didn't watch commercials obviously because I taped it, but I kind of watched like the top 10, and I wasn't number one. Arnold Schwarzenegger one, and it was funny. It was a pretty decent one, but other than that, it wasn't. Wasn't impressed.
Is that Agent State Farm?
Yeah, Neighbor.
Yeah. Neighbor.
I mean, that one wasn't bad.
My favorite one was the
it was funny. I mean, I don't What was that one?
It was the babies playing pickleball.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, and
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
I loved the old Baby E-Trade commercials.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and those were great. So then bringing that back and then like have it,
Yeah.
be different and funny I love that one.
So it was pre-Super Bowl, but Geico kind of did the same thing. They brought back the caveman
Uh-huh,
commercial,
yeah.
and he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, oh no, it's coming around again. So that was pretty funny. I thought that one was funny.
Yeah,
So.
I also like that one.
Cool. All right. Well, let's hear from our friends from TVR, Treasure Valley Roller Derby. They've got their home season going on right now.
Do you know what season it is? Why, it's home team season with Treasure Valley Roller Derby. Watch as the league splits into teams and battles against each other. It's a family-friendly spectacle that brings the excitement of a full contact sport, plus on-theme costumes. With games February 29th and March 28th, you will not want to miss a show. Check out Treasure Valley Roller Derby on Facebook or Instagram at TVR Derby or at TVRDerby.com.
All right. We are back. All right. It's time to play our news game. You ready for this, Mr. Steve?
Mm.
You did so well with betting.
I did so well at Super Bowl. I'm flying high from that. I don't want to come down. So although I haven't done as bad as I thought I was going to do. I mean, usually I'm getting at least half of them right.
I think you're doing a great job and again, just to kind of remind the fans of that watch the show, the reason we do this is because last time I was home not last time, but about a year ago when I was home, I was talking to Steve about something that was happening on the news, pretty big, something that happened here in Idaho that made national news, and he had no clue what I was talking about. I'm like, how do you not know this? And
no clue.
And he doesn't watch the news. And so I thought, well, let's have some fun with this. I do watch the news, not as much as I'd like to. I will admit these days, just busy. But so we have fun with this, and we see who knows more, the guy who watches the news or the guy who doesn't watch the news. And Fletcher is going to pull up that CNN news quiz. Thank you, CNN, for that.
All right. Are you guys ready for number one?
I am.
Oh, we're writing this down, right?
Yeah, we'll write it down. But you don't have to show us. I mean, I take your word for it. So
okay.
We
just give it.
We just need to decide because we changed up the game a little bit. We were taking turns going first, and it's probably let others go. Oh, well, that's what he answered. I'm gonna go with that. So this way, everybody does their own answer. I don't need to see it. I trust you. You're my brother. You're not gonna lie about it. So
all
right. First one. Which holiday is celebrated by millions of people this month? International Women's Day, Earth Day, Diwali, or Lunar New Year?
Well, what are the choices again?
International Women's Day, Earth Day, Diwali, or Lunar New Year?
I thought you said Wally at first, the movie.
No.
I don't.
Yeah, well, I thought you said Diwali. What did you say?
Diwali. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I don't know. I have no clue what it is, so that's probably the answer.
I don't either.
I'll tell you, I know it's not that one.
Okay. You ready, Steve?
Lunar Women's, or what was the other one?
Earth Day.
Earth Day. Okay. I'll go with Earth Day.
And you said celebrated by millions. See, if you're celebrated by billions, but I'm still going to go with my answer. I think it's Lunar New Year.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Year of the Dragon this year.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty good year.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I knew it was Year of the Dragon.
No,
I heard that the other day.
Which holiday is celebrated by millions this month?
Yeah.
And the Lunar New Year.
That's what I was messing up. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yep.
Well, actually, that would have been my answer if I had known we were talking about the. Okay.
All right. Ready for two?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Which country is the top exporter of goods to the U.S.? Canada, Mexico, China, or France?
It's China, right?
I think it's It seems so obvious that I want to say something different, but I'm also going to go. China was what I had to.
That is incorrect. It's Mexico.
Mexico. Mexico.
I bet it's because we get so much fruit and vegetables from Mexico.
Maybe.
So, yeah. Okay.
Until this year.
Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
China.
See,
China,
I think we've been
for the-
putting embargoes on them, right? We've been doing some things where we don't trade with them as much.
yeah. Past 2 decades, China was the leader.
Okay. All right.
So not the
We were off.
maybe a half point.
Yeah, we didn't go Canada. So.
Yeah. All right. Number 3. Britain's King Charles III was diagnosed with cancer this week. Which member of the royal family will take on many of his public duties in his absence? Prince Andrew, Prince Harry, Prince William, or Prince Edward? And that was Andrew, Harry, William, or Edward.
Repeat the question one more time.
Yeah. Britain's King Charles III was diagnosed with cancer this week. Which member of the royal family will take on many of his public duties in his absence?
It's William.
William, Andrew, Harry, and Edward.
I can't remember who's next. I think it's William.
So William is next, but I don't know that he's taken it on. But that was that was my answer too. So I'm sticking with it.
William?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Oh, nice. Bonus question? Do you know what kind of cancer he has, Stephen?
I do not.
It's prostate, and I think it was prostate cancer.
Is it? I mean, they found it early enough, I guess.
Yeah, scary stuff.
But he doesn't want to do chemo.
No, nope. Well, it's funny. My hunting and fishing buddy is from the UK. He's a citizen now in the United States. But I asked him about Prince Harry, and he said, "I'm just ready for that guy to go away." So nobody in England likes him, and I never liked him when I was part of the Princess Diana era, and so I've never liked him. The guy's a schmuck. If you ever watch The Crown, they portray him as a schmuck, which is what he is. Anyway, 2-1.
All right, number 4. Which state saw hundreds of mudslides and floods this week? California, Maine, Washington, or Utah?
California. It's got to be.
Yeah, that's what
It was California.
It's California. I was there during that nonsense. Thank God the rental car place had that Toyota 4Runner for me.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Number 5. Which singer gave a rare performance at the Grammy Awards alongside country star Luke Combs? Madonna, Dolly Parton, Tracy Chapman, or Janet Jackson?
Read those answers again.
Yeah. Madonna, Dolly Parton, Tracy Chapman, and Janet Jackson.
And the co-singer was whom?
Luke Combs. I could tell you the song, but I don't know if that would give it away.
Yeah, don't do that.
Who you got?
It might be your chance to catch up here because I don't have a freaking clue. You said rare. Dolly Parton isn't rare. Madonna's huge, but I don't know that she's would be considered rare. Janet Jackson, and then who was the third one?
Tracy Chapman.
No, it's not Tracy Chapman. Madonna.
I'm gonna say Tracy Chapman.
It was Tracy.
Nice.
Sang Fast
Yeah,
Car
that's
Together.
rare. I mean, I can't remember last time I seen her singing public. I mean,
Okay. Question 6.
Tied up right now.
No, it's
Yeah.
4-3.
4-3. Okay.
4-3.
oh,
All right, number 6. Which company has been temporarily grounded from operating? Airbus, Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin, or SpaceX?
Read those again.
Yeah. Airbus, Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin, and SpaceX.
All right.
And the question was, which company has been temporarily grounded from operating?
I don't say SpaceX.
Yeah, that was mine too.
It is Virgin Galactic.
Mm.
No.
I've
Does
never
it say
heard
why?
of that. Yeah, Virgin Galactic is grounded after a small part detached from a vehicle on its latest space tourism flight. The company is required to make corrective actions before it can return to flight.
All right. Well, there you go.
Okay.
I had no idea Virgin was trying to go to space.
Me either.
That's crazy. All right, number 7. Who won the Nevada Republican primary this week? Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, none of these candidates.
Trump.
He's won everywhere else, I guess. I almost want to say none, but I'm going to go with Trump.
It was none.
God.
None?
Yeah.
Who
Around
won it?
63% of voters opted for none of these candidates, so legitimately no one won.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
Wow. Okay.
I couldn't remember if it was a different state or Nevada, but I
Yeah.
knew that no one or none of these candidates had won from one of the states.
I should have gone with my gut.
All right, number 8. What is the highest hurricane category on the Saffir-Simpson scale? Category 3, Category 5, Category 4, or Category 6?
You should know this one living in hurricane country.
I do know this one. What is your answer?
5.
Yes, it's 5.
It is 5.
Okay. What question are we on here?
9.
9.
All right. Which state will host the 2026 World Cup final? New Jersey, Minnesota, Texas, or Pennsylvania?
Like
The soccer World Cup game final.
soccer?
Yeah,
And women's or men?
men's.
Really?
Uh-huh.
What states were they again?
Yeah, New Jersey, Minnesota, Texas, and Pennsylvania.
When is it?
It's
It's in the summer, right? Is what it says.
Yeah, it's late summer, I think.
Yep.
Okay.
For the final.
So it could be in any one of those.
Yeah, because it was the cold weather states.
Yeah, you would eliminate
Usually rule-
Minnesota,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Although they got the dome, so
Well, yeah, but you couldn't play. Well, anyway.
anyway,
Are
you ready?
what's your guess? Yeah,
I'd say Texas.
I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
It is New Jersey. Playing at MetLife.
New Jersey. All right, question 10. You got a chance to tie here.
All right.
If I get it wrong and you get it right.
All right. Coca-Cola is making a new flavor permanent. What is it called? Sour, tart, spiced, or zest? I've heard none of those.
Me either. Read them again.
Yeah. Sour, tart, spiced, or zest.
Okay.
Where do you even find those?
I don't know.
I've never heard of those.
Mm-mm.
I've never
And
heard
it
of
said,
them either.
then it said flavor.
Flavor.
Wow.
A new flavor permanent. So it must be a hit, apparently.
What do you got, Steve?
I'm gonna go with Zest.
I said spiced.
It is spiced.
Nice.
Ah.
6-4, but you made it close. Made it close. Good game. All right, why don't we hear from our friend, my friend, Chrissy Weissman and Chrissy Weissman Photography.
Chrissy Weissman Photography is ringing in the new year with a headshot special for the month of January. Whether you're looking to update your LinkedIn, your profile picture, or you just need a headshot for work, Chrissy Weissman is taking appointments now during the day or evenings. Check out Chrissy Weissman Photography for bookings at chrissy.photography.com. Check them out at their new studio, 750 East Warm Springs Avenue in downtown Boise. A new year and a new you.
All right, we are back, and we lost Steve. He's refilling his drink or something. All right, what do you want to do next? You want to do Would You Rather, or do you want to do Let's save the GOAT. Let's
Yeah.
do Would You Rather. So last week on our pre-game, big game show, I introduced a new segment called Would You Rather, where we're going to take turns each week asking the question of Would you rather? You have to choose one of the two. And so last week is Would you rather see Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce bare-chested chugging beers? I think most of us went with Travis Kelce, pretty sure. So, but it's Fletcher's turn this week. What you got for us for the Would You Rather?
All right. Would you rather watch your life as a movie, but no one knows it's your life? So, like it's broadcasted everywhere, but no one knows, or have your biography be a bestseller, like a New York Times bestseller. So
Oh.
everyone knows that it's your story and everyone loves it, or you get to watch your movie of your life, but no one knows.
Ooh, that's interesting because I would much rather be in a movie, but. So what was that? What was that movie with Jim Carrey, The Truman Show?
Yeah.
Basically, that's it, right? I'd probably say the New York Times bestseller.
I think I'd go with the movie just because I like movies better. So.
Yeah. What was yours?
I would like to watch my life through like, or like just be a part of the movie.
Yeah. I think back to that movie though, and like how frustrating it was for him, and how he got, like he was getting suspicious. I feel like I'd be the same way, and I feel like it would just ruin it.
Yeah.
For myself at the end.
Well, but that was different. That was, they're not. He's talking about like writing a story about your life and then doing a movie. That was actually his life on film. I mean, he didn't know he was on video. I mean, that's different. I think I would rather. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to be filmed every day like he was, and people sitting around watching your life. I mean, I think I wouldn't have a problem watching someone else act my life out. Although it might be cringy some of the times, but
do you like to hear your own voice?
I don't.
Most people don't.
Yeah, most people do not like to hear their own voice.
I'm one of the weirdos.
Really?
You like hearing your voice?
I love hearing my own. I love to hear myself talk.
Yeah, I know you do.
That's proof because I talk a lot. I tell people that all the time. I love to hear myself talk. So, I guess that's why I like doing podcasts, and then go back and listen to them. But then I listen to them and I hear the mistakes that I make. And I'm like, that guy's an idiot. Why is he doing podcast?
Feel that.
I told you, man. I told you, I'm hard. I'm hard on myself. When I make mistakes, man, sometimes it gets to me. So, all right. Let's get that Beat City ad in, and then we'll get into the GOAT topic of the day.
Meet the Beat City Bombers, a fierce Idaho female-driven roller derby league. Established in 2012, we're a skater-owned and operated team with over 10 years on the track. We play for the love of roller derby, hitting as hard as we get hit. With a roster ranging from seasoned veterans to tough rookies, we depend on local support for our bouts at the O'Connor Fieldhouse, located in Caldwell, Idaho. Join the excitement. Check out our event schedule and become part of the fan base, where roller derby passion meets thrilling competition.
All right, and Beat City will be starting up soon. And a reminder that Good Boy Studios, who does the production for all of our podcasts, will be live streaming their games this year. So very excited about that. All right, so it's time for the GOAT, and this week's topic is timely because we're recording this on a Tuesday, and tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And so I was just curious what everybody's greatest of all time Valentine's gifts are. Doesn't have to necessarily be anything you bought for someone, but what you think are the best Valentine's Day gifts of all time. And Steve, I kind of picked this one because Fletcher's got this newish now girlfriend, so we got to help him out here, man, with some good Valentine's Day.
Yeah, because I don't have a gift yet. So if you guys have any good
well,
gifts.
you're
a little late, buddy.
Hey, come on. No, listen, he is right on time for every typical male out there. So you're doing great in this relationship because you're right on cue. I worked in the drugstore business for about 10 years, and I'm gonna tell you what, the busiest day in our card section was always Valentine's Day. You could see all the dudes coming in to buy the cards for their wives, and then there was no chocolate. They were all upset. So, all right, Steven, what is your number 3 greatest of all time Valentine's Day gifts?
Number 3 for me would be chocolates.
Pretty
Women
easy.
always love chocolates.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Pretty standard fare for Valentine's Day. So my number 3, and I vacillated with this one, of moving it up, but my number 3 is an excursion. When we moved here in 2014 for Valentine's Day that year, I bought my wife a snowmobile excursion to Yellowstone, and we had the time of our life. It was a blast. Have you ever done it? Have you ever gone snowmobiling in Yellowstone?
Not in Yellowstone, but
because you're out from the east side of the state, which so it's funny. Everyone thinks Idaho gets all this snow, and we have like all these bad winters.
Yeah.
But it's generally the east side of the state that gets the snow. Here in the valley, we're high desert, Treasure Valley. We're high desert. We don't get a lot of snow. When we do, people lose their minds. But anyway, yeah, that was fun. We got to ride next to bison, and so it was a lot of fun. So all right, mine was excursions. All right, what's your number 2?
Flowers.
Oh, flowers.
Let's go with the flowers.
Those did not even make my list.
What is wrong with you?
Well, listen, because I get frustrated because from Valentine's Day to Mother's Day, the prices of flowers go through the roof. And with my first wife, we set the agreement of I'm not buying flowers at that exaggerated price. I could take the same amount of money and buy you something a lot nicer. So flowers is not on my list. My number 2 was your number 3 is chocolate. Chocolate, I think, is pretty solid. But you got to get the good stuff. Don't get that Whitman's box of chocolate. You got to get some good chocolate, man. If you're going to get it for Valentine's Day, this is my advice to you. Get some good stuff. If you're going to get chocolate, don't get the kitty one either, because that just makes
the sampler.
No. All right, what's your number 1? I think we're going to be the same on this one.
You think so?
I do.
I don't think so.
All right, let's see.
Because for me, my wife, there's nothing more she likes to receive than the old hibbity dibbity. You know what I'm saying? You little hibbity dibbity.
All right, we are far off base.
yeah. Because that's not a gift coming from you.
Whatever.
There's no 3-minute thing. She wants something to last a little longer than that.
By the way, hibbity dibbity is his code word for sex. The hibbity dibbity.
The old hibbity dibbity.
Yeah, we need to get Jamie on here to see if that's her number 1 greatest gift of all time.
She's like, her in here. I'll call her up here right now. Ask her.
She's like, no, I'd rather have that box of chocolates, the Whitman sampler. All right, so we're not the same. My number 1, and I think it's the greatest of all time, but you got to be careful how long you've been with this person too. Is jewelry. It's jewelry, diamonds. It's, to me, that's the greatest Valentine's Day gift of all time. Now I'm really lucky. Now, my wife and I have been married it'll be 10 years in June. It's going good so far. So far, so good. She's not a jewelry person.
Yeah.
I
Jamie's not either.
And I'm fortunate because I don't have to spend a lot of money on it, but yeah, she's just not a jewelry person. But I bought her a gold necklace in the last year. She liked it. So
no, Jamie is not materialistic at all. So it's actually pretty hard to buy her what people would consider thoughtful gifts.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't really want for anything.
Right.
So it's so we don't actually even celebrate Valentine's Day per se.
Yeah, we don't either. We're the same way. We don't exchange gifts at Valentine's Day. You got to let her know she's being recorded.
She's not going to come on screen because she's getting ready for bed. So we were talking about the goat topic tonight, and my number 1 Valentine's Day gift was the hibbity dibbity. And what?
To give
You-
or to get?
Yeah,
For you to
yeah.
get.
For me to get. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would you not agree with that?
So that's the best thing that you can
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. See, there you go. All right. She said 100%.
Yeah, it's
So
because she
there
only
you go.
gets it once a year because you're old.
Hey, but when she gets it, it's awesome. So it doesn't matter how many times.
All right, I think it's time to move on.
I love that woman.
So, all right,
As long as it's 8 day.
Oh no, don't even no.
What'd she
said, have
say?
you ever seen Kevin Hart's comedy special by 8th Day?
yeah.
That's fun. That's to my 8th day, 8th of the month sex. That's actually funny. Yeah, if you haven't seen that, that's actually a pretty funny video. He's talking about, he says, "Look, I'm busy. I'm getting older. I can't, do it that much." He goes, "Look, the 8th day of every month, I will give you hot, steamy, hot sex." He goes, "But that's all I can do. Don't ask for on the 9th. Don't ask for sex again." So anyway,
So
it was funny.
What's yours? What's your number one Valentine's Day gift? Do you think?
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine was probably like a trip or something. I like that you said excursion because that's probably like a better way to say it. But yeah, I was thinking probably like some trip or something, but that's it's a little late
that's a little costly for
Yeah.
Valentine's Day. I mean,
it's also it's also like a little. I mean, we're talking goat hypothetically,
Right.
So
yeah.
how many times I give that though is
Right.
Maybe a different question.
Well, and that's it too, right? You got to be, you can only give that nice diamond bracelet, one time. You can, so you got to pick it. So
yeah, that's what I was saying about Jamie is she doesn't. So like, I've only bought her like 3 pieces of jewelry. I mean, other than her engagement and her wedding ring. One was like a pair of diamond earrings. One was a mother's necklace, had the birthstones of the girls and their name on it. And I think I got her a diamond pendant, and that's all she wanted. She doesn't wear jewelry very often, so she barely wears earrings.
yeah,
So
Jocelyn's the same way.
it just doesn't do any good to buy her jewelry. She won't wear it.
So now, will this be
money.
your first Valentine's Day with this girl?
No, this will be like we've been dating for a little bit now.
Oh, okay. I thought she was new for some reason.
No.
Oh, okay. So you're settled. You're settled in then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also don't celebrate Valentine's
Okay.
Day though.
Wait a minute.
Maybe
So
a dinner. Maybe.
Fletcher, is there like a like a little announcement going to be?
No. If he does, it needs to be on air for sure.
Yeah, on air. We need to do it on
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah, we need to call her up. Fletcher's like, that's the last thing I want to do.
No, I'll give like a week.
There you go.
It's like, hey, I'm
So
gonna do it. And then,
so you guys are very serious then. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
we're
not saying
pretty-
you.
No,
Okay.
yeah, we're pretty serious.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
awesome.
Still pretty
Nothing
young
like
though.
a-
That's why.
Yeah.
That.
No, it's nothing like I'm gonna tell you what. There's nothing like a good committed relationship. There really
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, people who have these look, and if you don't have a committed relationship, and you kind of go and come. When you have somebody that you can depend on, and you're together, and going through life together as a team, there's nothing like it.
Yep, for sure. For sure. All right. Well, I think that's going to put the wraps on this show. And we had a good show this week. And
Hey, there was one thing I wanted to say before we left air. There's something I wanted to just mention, and we don't have to discuss it, but if anybody's listening, I think mental health is a real thing, and I think that if anybody's watching and you're struggling, especially men, because men have a hard time admitting that they're struggling with something like that, and you're not weak for admitting that you're having problems. And I think if you are having problems, that you should get some help, and definitely, because it's a serious issue that a lot of men deal with, and they don't like to admit it. So I just wanted to make that aware, and if anybody is listening at this time, that please get some help, and because it's not you're not a coward for admitting that you're struggling with something right now, with anxiety or depression or something like that.
Amen. I love it. Definitely, for sure. Make sure you reach out. There's a lot of ways to get help. So, all right. Well, that's going to put a wrap on the show. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Fletcher Wardick, our executive producer. Stephen Island from Burlington, North Kakalaki. My brother from another father. Thanks you for joining in. And I'm Jeff Cullors. This has been Jock Itch the Show. We'll see you next week. Fletcher, play that closing one, please.
You've been watching Jock Itch the Show. Thanks for our executive producer, Fletcher Wartig, for keeping us on track. Thank you to our sponsors, Chrissy Wiseman Photography, Beat City Bombers, Treasure Valley Roller Derby, the Idaho Horsemen, and the Idaho Fishing Report.